heard of Truth broadcast, brought to you by the Church of our Lord Jesus Christ, of the Apostles and Prophet Faith, where John Rd. Butler is pastor. We are located at 4952 on St. Augustine Road, Tallahassee, Florida, 32311.
Thank and praise God. Truly for the offering. Thank and praise God. Truly for again songs and praises. Truly which have won before our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thank and praise God. Truly to everyone that's here in Jesus Christ's name. Serving down the hand of our Elder John Walker.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
We all here tonight in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We thank God for allowing us to be back again to worship the Lord in spirit and in truth. We thank God for each and every one of you that is here present. Thank God for allowing us to be assembled together again in the name of Jesus Christ. And for He has kept me over the highways and allowed me to take care of some things with my daughter that just had the 12th grandchild. I thank God for those of you that was praying for her. And those that continue to pray for them, that the Lord will ever bless them and keep them in the name of the Lord and give them strength and bring them through in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. So we're certainly glad for all of you, and God will continue to bless you and keep you. Thank God for our baby sister, and we actually continue to pray for her. And God will continue to strengthen her and give her heart desire in the name of Jesus Christ, and that she'll continue to seek the Lord for the Holy Ghost. For the Lord said, the promise is unto you and to your children. So we thank God for each and every one of you. May God continue to bless you. Thank God for all the brothers that's here, the sisters, mothers, one and all. Thank God for absent ones in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Tonight, Rick, we want to go with the 4th chapter of Timothy. 4th chapter of Timothy. 4th chapter of 1 Timothy. See what the scripture says in that area. You know, the scriptures is for our learning, isn't it? And it's for us to strive to obey the things that God said. And, you know, as one person said, it's easily read, but difficult to obey. You know, you can read something, but You know, obedience, as God said, is better than a sacrifice. Isn't it? So we always want to be able to obey what the Lord said in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. We're going to talk a little in 1 Timothy dealing with Paul's warning of false teachers. You know, there's a lot of false teachers. Is that right?
Amen.
You know, the scriptures say, many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. And our objective is to tell the truth. May not be mega, may not have some things that others have, but the objective is to tell the truth.
Amen.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth, and to strive to obey what truth says. That's the way that we can enter into the kingdom. So let's see what it says. Verse 1, my beloved.
1 Timothy 4 and verse 1
says,
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly.
What speaketh expressly?
The Spirit.
The Spirit. Okay.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith.
Some shall depart from the faith.
Giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Well, we have to be careful because there is doctrines out there that's not of God, but it's of the devil. Just want to make sure it's all of God. Then he shall depart from the faith. And on one scripture said, before that great day, it's going to be a great falling away. So, you know, there are going to be those that have known the way and fall away. But the scriptures say, you know, endure till the end. The race is not given to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. We want to stay with the Lord. Regardless of what we have to go through mentally, physically, socially, financially, stay with God. Look to the Lord. Ask God for help. Well, it's going to get tough, but it's not going to be tough enough for God because He's able to bring us through. And it's all by faith. What he says, Rick?
Speaking lies in hypocrisy.
Well, speaking lies, they're going to tell lies in hypocrisy, hypocrite, what else?
Having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Well, their conscience, their mind is already seared. It's nothing that can get through. They already got their mind made up to what they're going to say, what they're going to do. They have their objective all set up, and it's not according to the will of God. What he says?
And forbidding to marry.
Well, here it is. Here it is. Forbidding to marry. You shouldn't marry. It's a lot of doctrines out there. Scripture says they're speaking lies in hypocrisy, sealed with the hard iron, forbidding to marry,
and commanding to abstain from meat.
Then they say abstain. Well, you can't eat this. You can't eat the hog. You can't listen. The Lord said, "Whatsoever is sold in the shamba, eat and ask no question for conscience sake." We got to understand one thing about life, and that is everybody is not in the South that ain't gonna eat fried chicken, or in the North gonna eat pizza.
That's right. Amen.
You know what I mean? You got people across the Atlantic, across the Pacific, down in the Mediterranean, all over the world. People eat the same thing. You got people over in other countries eating dogs.
That's right.
And the way they have them cooked, they look pretty good to me.
Amen.
But we're not accustomed to eating dog.
Amen.
Now, would I say I wouldn't eat no dog? I wouldn't say that.
That's right.
I would say I'll never eat a dog. I ain't gonna say that because I don't know. Depending on how hungry you get, how good it looks, how it tastes and smells, don't say that.
That's right.
Eat whatsoever. Scripture says eat whatsoever is sold in the shamba. We got to understand, everybody don't have Publix.
That's right.
Everybody don't have Kmart, Winn-Dixie, Walmart. It's a place you go in some countries where the food is raw, right out there on the street. All kind of things. So that's why we want to be mindful of these things. The scripture says every piece of God is good. We have to pray over it, right? You pray over your food.
Right.
I don't care what y'all ever get chicken. I'm getting something from wherever you get it. Whatever your favorite food is. Give thanks unto God for it and pray over it. But he said, what they would do, Rick?
Forbidding to marry, commanding to abstain from meat.
Have commanded to abstain from meat. Listen to that. Which what?
Which God hath created to be received with thanksgiving.
Which God hath created.
Amen.
But they say don't eat this. But who created it?
God.
God did. Remember what he told Peter? He told Peter, he said, Peter, what I have clean. Peter said, ain't nothing come unclean ever entered into my mouth. Thanks to the 10th chapter of Acts. He said, nothing clean or unclean have ever entered into my mouth. Jesus said, listen, what I've cleaned, don't call thou common or unclean. He showed him a parable through meats of how that what he cleaned up, you can't call unclean. But the parable was towards people, because the people was a Gentile people. They were Jews, and they didn't have no dealing with the Jews.
Amen.
But he was trying to show and prove a point to say, listen, what I've cleaned, don't you call common or unclean.
Amen.
Is that right? He showed him that, didn't he? Through that. Do we have that scripture there?
Yes.
Let's see what it says.
10th chapter of Acts.
10th chapter of Acts, you all.
And we'll start at verse 9.
Just want to briefly read this thing. What it says?
Amen. On the morrow, as they went on their journey, they drew nigh unto the city. Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour.
He went up on the housetop to pray about the 6th hour.
And he became very hungry.
He became very, see how he deal with it? Became very hungry.
And would have eaten.
Would have eaten.
But while they made ready, he fell into a trance.
But now remember, he's what? Hungry. see, he's hungry. So God got him just where he wanted. What he says?
And he became very hungry and would have eaten.
He became very hungry, would have eaten, but
while they made ready, he fell into a trance.
Yes.
And saw heaven open.
Saw heaven open.
And a certain vessel descending unto him.
Remember, he's hungry. He went into trance. They was making ready to prepare food. But then when he went into the trance, he saw heaven open. He saw heaven open. Read the book.
And a certain vessel descending unto him.
And a certain vessel descending unto him.
As it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners.
Has been a great sheet knitted at four corners coming to him. Read the book.
And let down to the earth. Wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts.
They didn't just eat anything.
Amen.
They did particularly, they wouldn't eat swine. They wouldn't eat anything that part of them. But he said, wait a minute. This is something that is brought down from heaven with all manner of four-footed beasts and what else?
Beasts of the earth.
Beasts of the earth.
And wild beasts.
Wild beasts.
And creeping things.
And creeping things.
And fowls of the air.
And fowls of the air.
And there came a voice to him.
And there came a voice to him.
Rise. Peter.
Rise. Listen what he said now. Rise, Peter.
Kill and eat.
Do what?
Kill and eat.
Every piece of God is what? Good.
Yes.
Nothing to be refused if it's sanctified and received with thanksgiving. You can eat a cat if you want to. Just so. I mean, people say, why you want to tell people to eat a cat? What did the scripture just say?
Amen. Rise, Peter.
But remember, what was let down?
Amen.
A sheep with what?
Four-footed beasts.
Four-footed beasts.
Of the earth.
Of the what?
Of the earth.
What else?
Wild beasts.
Wild beasts.
And creeping things.
Creeping things.
And fowls of the air.
Everything.
Amen.
Is that right? But I know, saints and friends, we are accustomed to eating certain things. But we got to remember, everybody don't stay in North America. You got people in Asia. You got people in Africa. You got people in Australia. You got people eating all kinds of things. People eat spiders. People eat bats. God ain't showing Peter nothing. What? Slay and eat.
Rise,
Peter.
Kill and eat.
Kill and eat.
What Peter said.
Now listen to Peter. What did Peter say?
Not so, Lord.
Lord, I ain't going to do that.
Why?
How we going to tell the Lord what we ain't going to do? Lord, tell us what to do. How we going to say, Lord, I ain't going to do that? But that's how we are. What he says.
Amen. Not so, Lord.
Not so, Lord.
For I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean.
I've never eaten anything that's common or unclean. Listen to the language of Scripture.
And the voice spake unto him again.
And the voice spake
time,
unto him the second time.
What God hath cleansed.
Who has cleansed?
What God hath cleansed.
What God has. See what God is doing?
That's right.
He was showing him something in a natural thing. Dealing with his stomach and dealing with his tradition of eating. But he was really preparing him to go to these people that were Jews. It's amazing how God does things. He'll take something else and get something else lined up.
Amen.
Is that all right? What he said?
And the voice spake unto him again.
Voice spake unto him again the second time.
What God hath cleansed.
What God has cleansed.
That call thou not common.
Don't you call what God has cleansed thou common.
Amen.
Don't you call that common. Because I clean it.
Amen.
Every creature of God is what? Good.
Amen.
Nothing to be refused. If it's sanctified and received with thanksgiving and prayer. God is showing him something to deal with a people. We got to continue because this is going to be beautiful right here.
Amen. This was done thrice.
How many times?
This was done thrice.
This was done thrice.
And the vessel was received up again into heaven.
It went where?
Again up into heaven.
And it came from where?
Heaven.
God sent it. God got it back.
Amen.
It was from heaven. What he said?
Amen. Now while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean.
Now it's a vision. He trying to figure it out now. What's going on? Read.
Behold,
What?
the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house and stood before the gate.
Ain't that a beautiful thing? How God prepared Peter.
Amen.
See God be doing things in ways we can't even figure out.
Amen, sir.
The people coming to the house.
Amen.
Peter hungry, going up on the housetop, went to sleep. He see a vision.
Amen.
God had told him, Peter trying to figure out, Lord, what's this going on? What I call clean, common, unclean, don't you call unclean. What I clean, don't call common, unclean. He's preparing him for something. What he says?
Now while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean,
Yes.
behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house,
Yes.
and stood before the gate,
Stood before the gate.
and called and asked whether Simon, which were surnamed Peter, were lodged there.
Is Peter there?
While Peter thought on the vision,
While Peter's still thinking on the vision.
the Spirit said unto
The
him,
Spirit, the what?
the Spirit said unto
That's
him,
why we said earlier, now the Spirit speaketh expressly.
Amen.
See, let me tell you something. Whenever the Spirit says something, it's just that.
Amen.
It don't mean no difference what nobody say. We got to put them out. If the Spirit said it, that's it.
Amen.
We can't take nothing away from what the Spirit says. Just go along with what the Spirit says.
Amen.
What he says.
While Peter thought on the vision,
While Peter thought on the vision,
the Spirit said unto
the
him,
Spirit said unto him,
behold,
what?
3 men seek thee.
3 men seeking you.
Arise therefore,
Uh-huh.
and get thee down,
Listen, get down.
and go with them,
Go with them doing what?
doubting nothing. For I have
Wait a minute. Doubting what?
doubting nothing.
Nothing.